I'll definitely get to today's story in just a moment, but I'm just going to give you guys a little background, very short. I've had four, well, more than four, but four big ones. And the last three, I had not just casino security called on me, but I also had casino security call the tribal police on me. And one of those times was basically the Butch Dyke security guard. She got in her feelings because I told her off. I didn't curse at her, but I told her off, and she didn't like it. And she thought she could sit there and demand me giving up my player's card because the floor staff wanted to see my player's card to do whatever else they wanted to do. And since she couldn't do it, she called tribal police on me. But when tribal police came, I guess the top security lady, I gave a description of her in one of my last videos, but it was this Caucasian or maybe even Hispanic lady. I think she was Caucasian. She had like a bob, black suit, came with like 2 or 3 other dudes with black suits, and she was just bossed up. And she came and she told him, he doesn't want his card to be in. You guys know who he is. In a sense, they know that I am a player. I am a rated player that I don't want to be in, and they know I'm of age, and they know, certain things. Like they don't need my name, so they can, start putting me in and tracking me. But yeah, she shut that down. And the same thing happened again, but this time it was the table that called I guess the casino police, and the casino police came again. But again, there's nothing I was doing wrong. And I had texted my casino host and said, hey, they're calling the police on me again. And then I called her, she didn't answer, but then I texted her, and then she texted me back within 2 or 3 minutes. And she reached out to the same, I don't know who, well, at the time I didn't know who she was reaching out to. I didn't know who she was reaching out to anybody. But then it was that lady that came again. She was like, she explained, he doesn't want to be in. He doesn't have to be in. And, these are his chips. You guys held them for him, and you guys gave them right back to him without an ID or without a card. So there shouldn't be a problem. So she got on them or whatever. And, both times, most of I know 3 of the times I just didn't even want to play anymore. So I just stopped playing. But that's just a little breakdown of my past with not wanting to give my card. And it wasn't like I was not giving my card all the time. It's just every now and then, I started catching on to certain things. But just recently did I start saying, I'm not going to give my card anymore. And today I had a session. I said, I'm not going to give my card. I didn't. I went in. I did have to show my card because I did have $700, 2 $700 tickets, so $1,400 altogether, of free bets. And free bet is basically what it is. It's a free bet. I have a free bet of $700. I have to use all that $700, on a bet, because it's basically like a $7 to $100 bill. So I went to the casino host desk. I picked that up, not the poker. The blackjack table, but the host desk. They gave me my free bets, and then I went way over to the other side of the casino and went to the tables. I got to the tables, and as usual, they asked, do you have a player's card? I said no, but obviously, I did have one, because as soon as I sat down, I never put my card nor the free bet in my pocket. I had sat it on the table, the blackjack table, where we all sit our chips. So they seen it, but she didn't have a problem. The dealer didn't have a problem. She just knows I didn't want to be a rated player, and that's fine. So we go hours of me not putting my card in, but for some reason the floor keeps asking, do you have a player's card? And I keep telling them the same thing. No, I don't want to be in. So I'm doing good, better than usual, or the new usual, better than the new usual, because lately it's just been just garbage, just horrible. It's like they're really just turning up the odds in real time as we're sitting there playing. We get 21s, they're pushing. We get 20s, they're winning with 21s. We get 20s, they're pushing with 20s. We get 19s, thinking we're good. Nope, 20, 21. I'm talking about 3 or 4 cards. And it's like each card, and I talked about this in the last video, but it's like each hand is better than the next. So whatever the hand the dealer is getting, it's like they wind up with the best of the best. And I give an example of, like, when you're playing, just take a look. Just take a look at the last player's hand versus the second to last to the third to last. And just see which cards are beating which cards and which beating which cards. And you'll see. But, so in this session, it's not going that bad. I am losing a lot of the hands. Just, again, magically. But the thing is, I'm picking up a lot of that profit on the side bets. And eventually, I do start winning some hands. So I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time for me to start using my ticket. So I didn't plan to use both. I just planned to use one. So I hand them one ticket, and I free bet, and then I hand my card over. Because normally, this is normal. I mean, out of the thousands of times that I've done played and had free bet and handed it over, or hundreds of times, I'll hand it to the dealer. The dealer will look at it, verify the name. Then he will call the floor staff over. The floor staff will do the same. They'll look at the ticket just visually, and then they'll look at my player's card. That's it. So when I hand it over, I told her, just again, I don't want to be a rated player. I don't want to be in. She understood. So she looks at it, and then she calls the floor staff. She tells the floor staff. Floor staff says, okay. But she said okay with like a little attitude, so I said it. And she's like, okay, all right. So then she starts to reach over and starts to type, about the type stuff. And I'm like, ma'am, look, I don't want to be in. You don't have to type in my name. You don't have to, none of that. So she's like, okay. So then she grabs my card. She already has my card in her hand, but she turns it over. And I'm like, no, she's getting ready to swipe it. So I'm like, ma'am, don't swipe my card. Because her hand started to reach over there to swipe. And she's like, she was like, I have to swipe it. I'm like, no, you don't. Come on now. And the funny thing is, someone else just had free bets too. He had like two $40 free bet tickets. And she didn't do all of that. She looked at the card. She looked at the slip, and that was it. She tossed it right back to him. That was it. So she's like, oh, I have to swipe you in. I'm like, no, you don't, man. Come on. Just don't swipe me in. I don't want to be in. Just respect that. I don't want to be in. So she's like, oh, but I have to, because I have to see your profile. I'm like, ma'am, no, you don't. You don't. And you might be wondering, like, why are you trying to tell her how to do her job? I'm not. I just know how it goes. And I know we all have been in instances where we know how things go, and then someone wants to go try to do things differently to circumvent or whatever. So we go this back and forward for like 2 minutes, and she was like, the last time she said, I was like, okay, then just give me my card. I told her, give me my card. Don't put me in. Don't swipe me in. Just give me my card. I'm not even gonna play the free bet. You might think it's crazy. Why don't I want to play for a free 700? Because it just wasn't worth it for me at that time. So she tosses me the slip back, but then she doesn't toss me my card back. And then she hurries up and she swipes my card. And the look on the dealer's face was like this. I won't say disgusted, but it was more like why would you do that? And there's one other person on the table that sort of knows where I was going and where I was getting that. But then the other people on the table was like, what's going on? And one guy was like, he doesn't want to be in. Why did she swipe it? Like he said it like that. And she gave him like a look. So I told her that was fucked up. And I was just so disgusted. And I played for a little bit longer, but like it's just I couldn't get anything. And that's the whole thing I wanted to avoid. So when she came back over there, I was like, I'm not. I promise you guys, I'm not rude. I'm not disrespectful. I know this in this instance, I might be rude, but this is my money, and what she did was really messed up. And when she came back over there, and I was getting ready to leave the table, I said that was fucked up, and I said fuck you, and then I took my chips and stuff, and I left. So I went to another table, and I sat there. I played for a while. Same thing. I started doing good again. I didn't give my card up or anything. And then they raised the table limit. So when they raised the table limit, and most of us know, this is one of the things that we all know. Once they raise the table limit, for some reason, we can't win at all. It just gets worse. The odds get worse magically. So once they did that, I was like, yep, it's time for me to go. So I got up and I left. I went to another, and then usually I do not hop around like this. It's just I was trying new things, and it was working out. So I get up, I go to a new pit, doing good, same thing. Someone actually comes to the table and starts messing me up. So I was like, nope, I'm gonna leave. So I got up, I went back to the previous one, and I left. I went over there to see if it was still open, if there was a spot open. There was. So I put my card down, upside down, and I was like, I don't want to be in. I'm just saying my spot. And they're like, okay. So I walk over to the other pit, and as I'm coming back, I see the dealer with my card in his hand, handing it to the floor staff. So I'm running over there. I'm like, yo, I said I don't want to be in. And let me tell you this also. The dealers and the floor staff does not usually, they don't swipe you in when you tell them, oh, just hold my spot. They wait until you're back at the table and you actually handing them chips to color down or color up, or you're handing them cash. So I knew there was some effed up stuff, and some of y'all know this too. You're not gonna just put your card down and they're just gonna start swiping you in, because I said I'll just be right back, and I put my card down upside down, and I told them I don't want to be in before I left, and even before then, they knew I didn't want to be in. So he's handing her my card, and I'm rushing over there. I'm like, ma'am, don't swipe my card. Don't put my card in. I don't want to be in. I don't want to be a rated player. And she's looking at me like she's all like I'm speaking a foreign language. I don't want to be and I tell her again, I don't want my card in. I don't want to be a rated player. So the dealer looks at the floor staff. The floor staff looks at the dealer, and she tells the dealer that, I already got him. And so I tell her the same thing. I was like, give me my card. That's fucked up. And I leave. So my thing is, if me not have, and this just goes back to what I'm telling you guys, how the predatory behavior works and how it is. Like, they know what's going on. They know what they're doing. If they didn't, they wouldn't fight so hard to always get a player's card or someone's player's card or someone's name. And it's not like I'm counting cards, because most card counters don't even play side bets. That's not even a thing. So I just wanted to tell you guys these stories just to reiterate, what they're doing and how they're doing it. It is predatory, and it is pretty sickening. And the worst properties that really do this, I mean, they all do it, but the worst one is the Hardrock network. That whole Hardrock network, they are the worst.